Second bond violation. What am I supposed to do?
So his first one was because he picked up a new place. This one, I did speak with him. He is actively in IOP. I did show you those records at the last time that we were here that he got involved in IOP. He is getting drug and alcohol tested at his job too. He is a Marine recruiter. He did pick up some non-alcoholic beer. A lot of them still have alcohol in them. He was trying to still hang out. I get it. He realizes that that's obviously not going to work either at this point, that we're staying away from everything. But he did go get that.
I have to beg you not to violate your conditions of bond. Am I supposed to just be happy and let you go again? You know, either you have a problem or you just don't care about bond conditions.
Yes, Your Honor. I
just, whether you say yes, whether you say...
This is one of those courtroom moments where the judge has clearly had enough. Notice how he's not even waiting for answers anymore. He's heard every excuse in the book. What do you think? Is this tough love, or is the judge being too harsh? Let me know in the comments.
They say, Your Honor, I already know, I know my name. I don't... The point is that you just don't get it. And what do I need to do to ensure that you don't get it?
So I have had several conversations with him, Judge. He is taking this seriously.
You had conversation beforehand.
I understand. He is actively involved in his IOP and has been continuously going to that. He is trying to make a change. He thought that he was doing something better for himself at that point. Obviously, that didn't work out. Right after do you remember the date? It was in March, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
I have like 2 weeks left.
So, let's see.
Okay, so let's do this.
He had an initial appointment February 12th, but he did go into custody at that point. So then he had to reschedule it. So the beginning of March, he got involved.
Sending him for a drug and alcohol test now.
Absolutely.
I'm sending you for a test now and you're to come right back. If you fail to test, if you fail to come back, I will revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me.
Okay,
And then
let's judge.
just leave me your cell phone and then I'll get a hold of you.
Okay, do you want it now?
Don't speak it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Sir.
Sir, you were charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 10th, 2025, officers were dispatched to a motor vehicle crash in Harris County, Texas. An officer already on the scene advised the officer responding that the defendant stated that he had a firearm inside of the vehicle that belonged to him. The officer identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech and watery, glassy eyes. The officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's breath. The defendant consented to perform standard field sobriety tests. The HGN was a 4 out of 6. The walk-in turn was a 3 out of 8. The one-leg stand was a 2 out of 4. And the officer located a handgun inside of the defendant's vehicle during an inventory search of the motor vehicle. The defendant refused to provide breath. A blood warrant was obtained and his blood was drawn.
Okay. Can you tell me when was the first DWI? Number 1, how many DWIs? Number 2, number 3, does he have a valid license, please?
The date of the first DWI, Your Honor?
Correct.
2023, Montgomery County.
Okay. What was it? Well, obviously it did some time. Any other DWIs?
No, Your Honor, but if you find it pertinent, a reckless driving from 2019.
Was it pled down?
It's, yeah, convicted on a lesser charge.
So what was the...
The original,
Right.
Your Honor, I believe the original charge was a driving while intoxicated.
Your Honor, one of these licenses now, they haven't given out cold access yet.
Okay, let's pause and break this down. In Texas, a third DWI isn't just another court visit. It's a third-degree felony. That means up to 10 years behind bars, ankle monitors, ignition locks, all of it. This judge isn't just handing out punishments, he's trying to save lives before it's too late.
It's eligible, Your Honor. Well,
You know what a third DWI is in Texas? A third DWI is a felony offense of the third degree where you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. I don't know what is going on with you, Mr. Carrillo, but if I find that you're consuming at all, I'm now placing a restriction on your license. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are at all times because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. And on your other ankle, you're going to get a scram so I know that you're not consuming. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time for you to take care of it, because if it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I will do it for you and you're not going to like the way that I take care of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you use, I will revoke both of your bonds, put you in jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I want you to understand one more thing, that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my streets at all costs. Watch the news every single day. We have a DWI fatality in our town. It's unacceptable. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not taking away your privilege to drive, but if I find that you're consuming, it's not going to go well for you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Pham, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. So for the time being, I don't want you out in the middle of the night. We can talk at a later date if things, okay?
Your Honor, would the court consider waiving the fees?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Right this way.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 12, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a crash and made contact with the defendant, who admitted to drinking 2 to 3 beers. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant stumbling and leaning on his vehicle to keep his balance. The defendant stated he did not remember what color the light was when he rolled into the vehicle in front of him. The defendant refused to perform standard field sobriety tests, but consented to a breath test and blew a .211 and a .204.
Ready to be honest?
No, Your Honor. And not in this county. I'm gonna check and make sure.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
No prior DWIs, Your Honor.
Okay, does he have a valid license? You mind?
Blaze, can you check the license for me?
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Mr. Hernandez, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license and liability insurance in your name. If you do not have car insurance, you are not allowed to drive as well. And that is a condition of your bond. Do you understand? Darla, do you know if he has a license?
I have made ALR request, but I didn't verify yet. No charge.
So Your Honor, I don't have there was no driver's license number in our system.
You know the driver's license number?
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you guys check to see, Darla. I just want to make sure that it's eligible to drive. Otherwise, I'm going to have him sign an affidavit. for
Yes,
license
sir.
not to drive. So if you don't mind,
I did find a driver's license number.
Joseph, I see your motion. Is that all you got?
Yes, sir.
I'm signing it for you.
Thanks, Judge.
Got it.
I can step back, Judge. We can verify that. And if he does need it, I can then.
Yeah, just let me know.
Sign and everything.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Absolutely, for sure. So for now, you will get with pre-chopper your bond conditions. Don't use. You understand? Okay. All right, thanks, Darla.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, okay. Great. So we'll have you sign a receipt, you'll get pre-trial, and then you're free to go. Thanks, Darla. Good morning, Mr. Baskin. So you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 13th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a stalled vehicle call and observed a vehicle in a lane of traffic with damage to the left side of the vehicle. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant in the driver's seat, asleep with the vehicle on and in park. The law enforcement officer then woke up the defendant and noticed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage and glossy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking one alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 1 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 1 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant refused breath, and a blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Any prior DWIs?
We have one that was dismissed in 2020.
Can you look at everything full NCIC? Does he have anywhere else?
Yeah, let me see. I'm not seeing any other DWIs here.
I see a prior obstruction. Was that reduced? A DWI reduction? Mr. Baskin, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I'm not asking for much.
Oh, yeah, Your Honor, regarding the obstruction, it was just a conviction on the charge that was filed on him, just for obstruction.
Any other DWIs anywhere else?
No, Your Honor, it's not the one, other than the one that was dismissed in 2020.
Okay. Interlock or no interlock?
Judge, to be honest, I mean, he technically has no DWI criminal history. I did not represent him in 2020, but he did pretty well on the field sobriety test. He's claiming to have one drink. I know that, he was 1 of 8, 1 of 4.
So, it was a car wreck. I was knocked out.
Listen, if I find that you're using anything,
Yes, sir.
not only will I put you in jail, but I have a whole host of devices, gadgets that are so damn invasive on you, you're going to think you turned into a robot. Don't use. Do you understand? All right, I'm not going to put an interlock now, but like I said, if I find that you, and I don't care what it is, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, non-alcoholic beer, don't use.
Now-
NyQuil, I don't care. Do you
By
understand?
the excuse if it's.
For me, excuses go this, and they go. All right, you've got a lawyer because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he cannot get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, it's just not going to go well. Do you understand? Okay, I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with pretrial for your bond conditions and then you're free to go. Thanks, Chris.
Right over there.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Eduardo Martinez?
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 10th, 2025, an officer was conducting a routine traffic enforcement in Harris County, Texas, when he observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to maintain a single lane and strike the concrete barrier wall adjacent to the road. The officer observed the defendant driving greater than 10% over the posted speed limit. The officer observed this by pacing the vehicle for a quarter of a mile with a certified speedometer. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license. The officer observed the defendant to have red, bloodshot, watery eyes and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from his breath in person. The standard field sobriety tests were conducted. It was a 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 5 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 3 out of 4 on the one-legged stand. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to a breath test. The 15-minute observation period was abided by. The breath test came back to a .139 and a .139.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
I get a license status check?
Mr. Dyack, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must maintain car insurance. If you don't have it, You're not allowed to drive, and that's also a condition. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, good job on having a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but stay in touch with her. She will tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Yes, sir.
If she tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging, and you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond. All right? We'll have you sign a reset moratorium. You'll get with, reach out for your bond condition, then you're free to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's eligible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. Kind of strong.
Good morning, Judge.
This is Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are
So you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 27 days in jail with credit for the 9 days that you have already done. You need to understand that this is a lifetime thing that you're doing today, where this will end up as a conviction on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. This is also an enhanceable offense, meaning if you continue to pick up these types of cases, at some point, they'll hit you with a felony offense, and then you're looking at years instead of days. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to this offense, that's it. Let me see. Let me see it. It's all this. Yeah. So your next one could be potentially a felony offense if you pick another one up.
Yeah.
This makes 2. Do you understand? You take a case of beer. You understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You also stand charged with aggravated assault of a family member. And in that case, there is a warrant and you're basically bond denied. You're being held at no bond on that case.
I'm already on bond for that, sir.
If you were, that bond has been revoked and it's now at no bond. That's why we're having you custody down. So what'll happen is we'll do PC today. We will take you in, and then pending, you'll probably hit felony court tomorrow, and then you figure out what's going on with it. So we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On April 11th, 2025, officers were dispatched to an officer assist call in Harris County, Texas. Prior to arrival of backup units, officers observed a motor vehicle driving backwards down the shoulder lane on Sam Houston Parkway with other vehicles on the roadway.
Driving backwards on the shoulder?
Yes, sir. There are other vehicles on the roadway. Officers learned the following information from the investigating officers. Officers made contact with the defendant, who was the sole occupant of the motor vehicle. He was ID'd by his Texas driver's license. Officers observed the odor of alcohol emanating from the defendant's breath. Defendant initially stated he was not drinking, then stated that he was. Officers observed open beer containers in the front and back areas of the motor vehicle. Officers observed at the scene, officers that showed up as a backup unit also observed the odor of alcohol emanating from the defendant's breath and person, as well as slurred speech, watery bloodshot eyes, and swaying and staggering while standing. SSFTs were conducted, 6 of 6 HGN, 7 of 8 walk and turn. Defendant was unable to follow instructions on the one-leg stand. Defendant refused breath. Blood work was obtained and blood was drawn.
Mr. Delgado, I'm going to find that there's the cause to go forward with the case. I am now taking away your privilege to drive, and you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand me? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising that you're not going to drive. And if I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and $500 fines every time you drive. And not only that, I'm now placing a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that is not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. I'm sending this notice to DPS so that every single officer in the state knows if you're in a car driving and it doesn't have an interlock, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
I understand.
Not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke this bond. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. May I say something, please?
So I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today. You can speak to the lawyer, and if there's something that they need to get to me, we can, but I have a DA here, and I don't want you to say something that could hurt your,
That's fine. I just like to put something on record, sir.
don't. Now's not the time. Let me first give you a lawyer, tell the lawyer, give me 10 minutes.
I wasn't reversing. I was putting in part.
Stop. Stop. Now's not the time to fight your case. So what we'll do is I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. Victoria, do you mind reaching out to the max so we can appoint Mr. Delgado a lawyer?
I just did, it's Sean.
Okay, got it. I'm going to have you sign this here, and then we'll put you in back, and then I'll have Mr. Tachi come talk to you here momentarily. Okay?
I wasn't reversing at all.
So do me a favor, can you sign conditions before he goes down, please? Ready?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on two cases that I've been appointed this morning. The first is Miss Michelle McKnight.
Okay.
I think we have to address bond conditions.
Okay.
I think there was a MOA, this is the one we talked about.
Yes, and Your Honor, I do have to correct something I said during the question statement. This is me going quickly. I mentioned to the court that on the terroristic threats and the interference with emergency assistance as well as the criminal mischief, that was the same complainant. It is not. They have the same last name. They both live at that same residence. So it is two different complainants. It both were present at the same residence that all of these incidents occurred at.
Right.
From I can read into it, the terroristic threat complainant was a some sort of relative to the criminal mischief and interference complainants, either a mother or something like that. It's not the same.
Okay. I mean, the fact remains she's still fighting with everybody at the house, right? And then
Right,
do we even know if they want her back?
There's no rip call done, on it at all. I think,
like-
is there two MOAPs in place? Like, I'm confused because I was told that there's like a MOAP issue, but if there's two MOAPs that are being issued on two different complaining witnesses, or if there's just no returning to the
I haven't
house.
gotten that deep yet,
Okay,
so I don't know.
okay.
Um,
And then also she has that on the terroristic threat, I believe. She has no.
right, we need to, so there
Yes.
is a
She's
bond.
GOB eligible though, I think, yeah.
I'm gonna give her one,
Okay, great. Thank
So-
you very much, Your Honor.
but I'm gonna order not to go back until we know that they.
That's fine. That's fine.
No.
She's staying at her dad's house, so for now.
And then
so that's fine.
And then just, where is she? Is she here?
Yeah, she's. On the live stream off, please, for her approach. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officers were dispatched to a Holiday Inn in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. The caller reported that two white males left the property, one in an F-150 and one in a Mitsubishi. When the officer arrived, he observed a Mitsubishi which matched the description given in the parking lot, headed toward the nearby road. The officer initiated a traffic stop and made contact with the driver, the defendant. Officer asked the defendant if he was involved in a physical disturbance, and the defendant stated yes, that him and another individual.
0 out of 8 on the walk and turn test. That's not just failing, that's crashing and burning. But here's the twist. His lawyer is arguing there was no probable cause. Do you think the stop was justified based on a caller's tip? Sound off in the comments. Asterisk.
Into a physical fight, and that he got into his car to separate himself and calm down. The defendant stated he was headed toward a gas station when he was stopped by the officer. While speaking to the defendant, the officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 beers, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 0 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 0 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to a breath test. The results were a .103 and a .113.
Judge, I'm going to say no probable cause here
What's
because
he doing wrong? He's like trying to get away from him. He's like doing the right thing. You know?
and probable cause doesn't exist. He's 0 for 6 on the walk and turn, 0 and 6 on the one leg stand. there is no law in Texas that a person cannot drink. Just because he smelled alcohol does not mean the person is intoxicated.
Have anything that he's doing, you know, tell me what led them to him.
Yes, sir. So what led to the investigation was a caller who reported the disturbance. The officer arrived and he observed a car which matched the description that the
So
caller
that would be
gave.
like me calling and saying, hey, this guy did this over there. The cops go, no. I mean, theoretically, would be anyone could make a phone call, make an allegation, cops go boom and just stop, do whatever they want without, no, no probable cause.
Thank you, Judge.
Be careful, man. There's a lot of haters out there. Don't let them get you, you know? Life's too short. All right? All right. Good luck. So, Mr. Cummings, I'm not going to make a decision. I'm going to let both lawyers brief the case so we can get more of an understanding as far as law
Yes, sir.
as applied to your case
Yes,
to
sir.
make a good determination whether there's enough probable cause to go forward.
Yes, sir.
In the interim, don't have any weapons. If I find that you are with a weapon, if I find that you become a danger, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking for much.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's a lot of relationships that are volatile relationships, meaning ones that you're constantly banging heads.
Yes,
This
sir.
is one of those. Be careful because you could be on the losing end of that. There's a
Yes, sir.
lot of vindictive people out in this life, you know?
Yes, sir.
Put yourself with good people, none of that happens, you know?
Yes, sir. I understand.
I'm okay with you going back, but just don't have any threatening or harassing
Yes, sir.
contact with this person. I don't care what you think is threatening or harassing, it's what she perceives. So
Yes, sir.
is this threatening and harassing? It is, and it can land you in jail.
Yes, sir.
Conduct alone can violate. You understand?
I understand.
Okay. I'm gonna have them create the bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then I'll have you'll be free to go. Just stay in touch with her and she'll tell you what happens next week. Okay?
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank
Don't
you.
leave yet. We need you to sign conditions and then you can. So no weapons, no threatening, right?
Your Honor, if he goes down, can he go down and put money in the meter and come back up?
Yeah, just make sure you come back to sign the conditions. If you don't, I will issue a warrant.
I'll be right with you.
Okay, take your time. All right, good morning, Mr. Greathouse. Looks like you have worked out an agreement where they're offering you time served on DWI. You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you have a CDL? This is going to suspend the CDL. You know, and like we've talked about earlier, when you have a CDL, you're held at a higher standard to everyone else in this world. Because of that, you drive bigger machines, more dangerous, heavier weight. So if you get into an accident, it's so much worse. So the other thing that you need to understand, you pick up another DWI, you can lose that CDL for life. A second DWI conviction is a lifetime suspension of that CDL. You understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. There's no turning back. You can never, it'll go on your record. It'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? So how do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement. It's 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You know, the idea is that we all make mistakes, right? But the idea is that you don't continue to make mistakes that you endanger other people's lives. That's why we have greater sentences. That's why we have prisons. That's why we have jails, because some people just don't get it. Do you have to go to prison to learn? You know, it's a rhetorical question. It's not, but you don't have to answer. I'm just telling you, that's why we have enhanced punishments, why we do longer jail sentences, because some people just don't get it. I mean, really, if you want to get lit, great. Take an Uber, $40, $50 it could have cost you. One button. I hope that you use it in the future. I also have to suspend your license. I'm going to do it for 90 days. That is the minimum.
Thank you, Judge.
Just be careful, man. It's not hard, right? Just, you know, if you're going to go out and get lit, if you do it, just really. How do you think? Did you say guilty?
You did, Judge.
All right, I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement. The other thing is this, the reason I'm telling you about the mistake is because your lawyer is asking me to waive the fee for you. Is this above a 0.15 or no? No, it's not. Let me see. This is a $3,000 surcharge that you would normally be paying on top of this. All the other stuff that you're doing now. I'm gonna waive it for you now.
Thank you, Judge.
But if you come back with another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge that taxed onto you. Do you understand?
So,
All right, good luck to you.
and Judge, I would just submit to the court, he has taken this seriously. He's done a lot. I think he's made the start of a good recovery. So I just would.
That's great. But the problem is that time heals all wounds. It's fresh in you now. What's going to happen in 20 years? Are you still going to remember this in 20 years when you go out on a date and you're just, that's the rub. Are you going to remember this in 20 years? Are you going to remember this in 30 years when there's a death in the family, something that you can't overcome and you go out and you just get blitzed? That's the true thing. That's what it's about,
Sure.
And for what it's worth, you're doing great. Just keep it up.
I'm gonna remember you. You're like that father that I never had. That was my brother. Every time I came in here.
And that's what we do, like I've got 4 great kids at home and then I've got another 2,000 kids here. Some grow up and do great. Some kids I gotta sit there and freaking,
Thank you so much.
just
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse me.
thanks.